Hello, friends. Well, it's been a while since I actually posted on Facebook a proper video because I'm so enjoying editing on Instagram and posting on Instagram. Really short 1.5 minute videos. I'm fully enjoying it. But I am giving you links on Facebook so you can get on my Insta page and watch it as well. So now, anyway, so today it's something that I really wanted to talk to you about because I find life so amazing and with the good and the bad and the ugly, all of it, but it's still amazing. And I wanted to speak to you about something that I've been going through. So I don't know how 2022 was for all of you. For me, it was horrible. It was really, really a difficult time for me. 2022 going into 2023 was not okay at all. You know, just like the worst and the horrible things were happening in my life. And still I would pick myself up in the morning and carry on. So it's times like this that I actually reach out to people who can help me out. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about astrologers, I'm talking about tarot card readers, I'm talking about people who can read my aura, all of that. And I believe in everything so strongly. And I've actually never did anything without my Vastu uncle saying, yes, go ahead and buy this, or yes, go ahead and open a salon there, or here, or whatever. I always took advice from the, I would say the more evolved people, yeah. So last year what happened was I did get in touch with Kavita Dhar in Mumbai. It all happened over a call. She's an astrologer, so she does her reading with astrology as well as with tarot card reading. And so I said, I've never actually done this. So I said, no, I have to give it a shot. And called her, took an appointment. And of course, the day before, she wants all your details as in birth of date and time of date and I'm sorry, your birth date, your time of birth, all of that. She wants a few things that then she makes her chart out and she does a reading the next day. And I was really apprehensive and excited and all of that, and got on a call with Kavita, and she said the most amazing things. I mean, everything that I was going through, all of that, she knew exactly what was happening. And of course, I didn't tell her this is what I'm going through and this is the bad times. And she just told me, step by step. And of course, she had a lot of remedies. And she says, Ambika, only if you believe and if you have faith, do it. And otherwise, nobody should, So I'm here actually to talk to you about what happened to me and with me. And how it really changed my life. Also, if you do want to get in touch with her, you can message me on the API phone and I will give you her details, her number, and you can WhatsApp her because she's very busy and she's always doing a reading, but she will definitely get back to you. So let me tell you my journey with Kavita Dhar. So like I said, I was going through a very, very bad time. Very, very bad time. And so she told me, she says, Ambika, she specified, I think, 4 different kinds of stones, which I have never ever in my life done, I have never worn this as a ring, and even now I don't wear any. I have the stones embedded in a pendant and on my hand in a bracelet. Till she tells me to take it off. If she tells me keep wearing it, I will keep wearing it. And she also told me, she says there's lots of nazar and all of that. So to take off the bad and negative energies, you have to put half a cup of milk in a tight closed dabba, and mirch and rajma and green gram dal the mirch with the tail and all of that. She was very specific. So 2 dabbas are on my bedside table every night. And then of course on 3 different days I had to give daan to people. Either it was red chilies or rajma or, and good and chana, stuff like that. It was all very easy to do. What was very difficult for me to do was to be a vegetarian on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I found that really difficult because I'm a hardcore non-vegetarian. So I think the first 2 weeks I had a tough time because I would eat something non-veg and say, oh my God, I would actually make my egg in the morning and eat it and say, oh my God, I'm supposed to be a vegetarian today. So that was a struggle for me, but it's been many months now that I am a vegetarian on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I wear all my stuff which I'm supposed to wear, and the milk and the stuff next to my bedside table gets changed every 24 hours and all of that. So from time to time I used to message her and tell her where I'm at, and at one point of time I called her and I said, I'm so unhappy, there's nothing really happening, I mean, I can't find any relief from this horrible phase that I'm in. And she said, Ambika, please be consistent and please have faith. Hold the faith. So I decided to do just that. And recently, so every day, I mean, at about 8 o'clock, 6:30, I think, I take my milk and everything and I do the changeover, right? So I took the milk and I poured it down. And normally, whether it's winters, summers, whatever, it curdles and it becomes like a cake. In winters, it's a little bit more watery, but otherwise, it's like a cake. It's like thick curd. It's actually curdled milk. So that's all the nazar going out, yeah? So I used to empty it, wash it, clean it, and put fresh milk in, put it next to my bed. But it's been a week now that when I was changing the milk, it just poured out as milk. Absolutely no curdling. So I said, what happened here? So that was one night. Second night, same thing happened. Third night, same thing happened. My milk did not curdle. So I was like, is this a bad thing or what is happening? So I messaged Kavita and I said, can I have a quick word with you, please? So she said, sure. So I told her, I said, my milk is not curdling, She says, Ambika, that's a very, very good sign. She says, there's a shift happening in your life right now. You will find many things that were bothering you and that were harrowing you. All that is going to come to change. It's all changing for you, Have the faith. And then she said, thank you for having the faith and thank you for sticking on to and doing every single thing I asked you to do. And so just a quick, flashback to about the day it stopped curdling, what happened that day, I have to tell you. So in Sainik Farm, where I stay in Delhi, there is my convenience store down the road called Red Grocer. And Ashok is the owner of Red Grocer. So he called me up and he says, ma'am, he messaged me and he said, ma'am, there's a shop going for, on rent. And it's a full-on salon which has shut down and all of that. So can you please come and take a look at it? I said, why, Ashok? I'm not opening a salon. He says, no, ma'am, I need your expert advice because I want to open a salon. So I took a time. I said, okay, 6 o'clock in the evening, I'll come. And I went and saw the salon. The salon's been shut for 6 years. And there was a problem with the landlord and the tenant, the salon owner. So anyway, so I spoke to Ashok. I said, Ashok, why have you got me here? So he says, ma'am, please, can we do a partnership? And I said, no, I'm not opening any more salons. So he says, ma'am, no, please, because this is what I really want to do. And he's such a gentle, soft-spoken guy, He's just the shop owner of a shop that I buy from. But I really like Ashok. So I said, Ashok, I'm sorry, I will not open a salon with anybody, but I can definitely consult and tell you what to do. From A to Z, I will run you through everything to open an A-class, beautiful salon. So I said, first of all this, whatever they've created here has to go. And then I looked at him and I said, also, I'm just not feeling okay in this space, I'm just not okay. So he says, why, ma'am? I said, I don't know. He says, there's a basement where there are saunas and this and that. So I said, no, there was no pull for me to go and see. Normally, if I'm in a salon space, I'm excited. I like to see stuff. There was absolutely no pull for me to go down and see anything. So I went down anyway. And I just gotten over a terrible asthma attack. So I was a little paranoid. About 6 years it's been shut. So he says, no, everything is cleaned out and all that. So I went down. In a jiffy, I came back up. And I told him, I said, something is not right, Ashok, with this space. So I said, I'll tell you what, can you give me a floor plan of this place? And I'm going to send it to my Vastu uncle and let him check it out. So he said, okay. He says, ma'am, if aap mana karega to I am not going to open here. So I said, I am saying no. I am not going to do a salon again. So then that was the initial conversation. Then later he said, no, ma'am, with your consultation, with your help, I will open a salon because a salon is what I really, really want to do. So I said, cool. He sent it to uncle, the floor plan. Uncle called me up in a state. He says, no question of opening anything there. Did you go to that center? I said, I did. You shouldn't have. And the basement is in the wrong place. And whoever opens there, they will vanish without a trace. Please tell your friend not to open. So, of course, I called up Ashok. Ashok had paid an advance for the place and all of that. I said, Ashok, this is what Vastu uncle said. So he said, ma'am, I won't open. It's okay if my advance goes. I'm not opening. So that was it. So that night, my milk did not curdle. It was milk the next day. And 3-4 days, actually even to date, all this happened very recently. It's still not curdling. So when I spoke to Kavita, I said, Kavita, I personally felt a shift happening in my life after I went to the basement. She says the shift happened because if you hadn't got involved, Ashok would have had the worst time ever. He would have put money into a business that would have just sunk without a trace because the Vastu wasn't correct for that space. And it's because if you hadn't gotten involved, he would never have known. So you did a good deed for his soul, and somehow that shift affected yours. I totally believe in that. Totally. Because there is this one person who, other than Kavita, I think that's the person I hold most dearest in my heart and soul. And because of some issues, the communication had been completely cut. And I've never cried so much in my life. And I was really harrowed and upset. And second day after going into Ashok's basement, she called me out of the blue. So my heart just felt like I was on a healing process. And then for Kavita to say, and she didn't know that the person had called me. She knew that all these problems were happening. She didn't know a lot of things, but everything started changing very slowly. She said, Ambika, don't worry if the milk starts curdling again. But Lord Shiva has already given you his blessings. He's already looking after you. And that's why the milk didn't curdle. And that is just amazing. She said, it normally doesn't happen. But it happened for you. And when it happened for me, and when I could see the changes happening in my life, like major things that were just so bothering me, when I could see all those changes happening, I called up Kavita and I said, I thank the day that I called you up. And then I asked her, I said, can I please put a post up saying how something like this has affected my life? She said, please go ahead. So that is why I really wanted to talk to you all, because out there are so many people going through a bad time and a hard time, and they just don't know where or why is all this happening. Why? And for my question was always why. You know, I there is something else that I do, okay? So when something really bad happens in my life, and I try to sort things out, I try to talk about it and talk it out with the person I'm having an issue with, and then it just doesn't work. Then I take a string and I pray in front of my puja table, and every problem that I have, I tie a knot. Every single problem I have. Then I put it in front of my God, and I say, God, please, it's out of my hands. I cannot do anything anymore. Please help me. And keep it there for a while. And one day I just get a feeling, I pick up that knotted string and I burn it. And most often I can handle those problems. So what happened in 2022 going into 2023 were things that I just could not handle. And it's just too close to home, you know, the problems. I think it started with the Trivandrum salon shutting down, and that was done with family. And was just completely disastrous. From there began the problems. It started spiraling down my whole life, and it was difficult. But now with me still doing whatever I have to, I can see some light at the end of the tunnel. So you know, I know it's only when we're going through really difficult times that we reach out to people who can help us out, but it matters a lot when it really does work. So anyway, so this is something that happened yesterday, day before. So I thought I should post on it. I should speak to you all about it, like how life can change if you keep the faith. I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.